Hello, my name is Mr. Barnes, and this is the third installment of The Days of Scoop. I strongly do suggest how you should view both previous two videos to understand what is going on in this video. The Days of Scoopith, February 28th, 1520, current day Preston, Washington. 7 a.m. Scoopith wakes up in a daze from a rock that hit him out of nowhere. He got up and grabbed the rock. Scoopith stood up from his bed, and as both feet touched the ground, Scoopith let out a scream. Ah! Who the hell put this glass here? Scoopith's dog, Scoopintire, poked his head out of his bed in the corner of the room to look at his owner. Scoopith got the glass shards out of his foot off the ground, and then walked over to the rock. A note, eh? He read the note out loud, stuttering immensely. Yo. I'm in. Scoopith was thrilled to read this note. He knew exactly who it was. The note was one of his longtime buddies, the Brickashank. The note was referring to Scoopith's master plan to open up a sandwich shop called Subway. Scoopith knew he had to get his sandwich shop up and running very soon. He wanted to beat his lifetime arch rival, Dijimith of Dijonath. Those two have been fighting since they were in kindergarten 75 years ago. They've always been having the same idea of running a bread shop with meat and other toppings inside the bread itself. But where they differed is how to run the shop. Scoopith got out of his house and started walking over to Dubricashank's house. As he arrived at his friend's place, Scoopith decided to get his buddy back. Scoopith quickly grabbed a rock engraved, "Come to thy door," with his teeth and chucked the rock through Dubricashank's front glass door. The glass door was imported from Egypt. Dubricashank's wife, Rose, came to the door. "Oh, Scoopith, good to see you. Come inside, please. Dubricashank is fixing the boat out back." "Fantastic, thank you." Scoopith has always had a crush on Dubricashank's wife, but he knew not to tell anyone. Scoopith was walking through the house and looked at their new remodeling. "Marble spiral staircase from the North Pole," Rose stated in a bragging tone of voice. "Impressive," Scoop replied in a sarcastic way. He knew Rose didn't understand sarcasm, so he liked to mess with her. Scoopith continued to walk towards the back side of the house near the backyard. Scoopith grabbed his pistol in his boot and kicked down the door, screaming, "FBI, open up!" "Holy shit, haha, you scared me there for a second. Glad you came," Dubricashank verbalized. Scoopith asked Dubricashank, "So you in, huh?" "Yes, sir," Dubricashank replied. "Great, now here's the plan. We are first going to build Subway in the downtown part. We will build near Dijimith of Dijonath's sandwich shop, but we will outperform them. I have an idea that we can do. Check me, Brick. What if we heat up the bread and the meat before you put everything else on it?" Dubricashank noticed how determined his friend was to get this done. "I bet, that sounds dope, man," Dubricashank stated. "Whoopee!" Scoopith screeched. "Let's meet at the coordinates 47.5239 north, 121.9274 west at 0600 to get started. I'll hire the boys and then we can mob." The next day at 6 a.m., Dubricashank, Scoopith, and the boys arrived at the site. They got the supplies from donkeys who traveled to far places on the continent to get supplies. Some donkeys went to the ocean for salt water. Scoopy was really cheap, so he did not want to buy any salt or water, and this was his best idea. Other donkeys had to take a ferry to China to get menus for the store, just to name a few examples. By the end of the day, they were all finished with Subway. Scoopith gathered everyone together. "Hey guys, I'm really happy we got everything done today. I can't express how happy I am. We open up tomorrow at 1300. I hope everyone comes." Scoopith was almost crying at this point. This had been a dream of mine for as long as I can remember, and Scoopith was getting choked up and tears were fluttering down his face. "I got it, man," Dubricashank shouted from the crowd. "Sorry, fellas, for Scoopith. That's the speech, everyone. Take your 13 grains of rice for payment and get the hell off the property, or you will be prosecuted for trespassing." Dubricashank walked up to Scoopith. "Hey, man, you all good?" "Yes, of course, Brick. I'm chillin'. I just accomplished my dreams, you know," Scoopith replied. "I'm happy for you, friend. Here, I'll walk you home," Dubricashank said. The next day, Scoopith woke up. He was extremely tired from the grand opening of his store. Scoopith got out of his bed and grabbed Scoopintire and put his leash on. Scoopith walked his dog for 20 minutes, then returned home. Scoopith was determined that he was going to have a good day today. He then made himself some breakfast and got ready for work. He left his house a few hours before the grand opening was supposed to happen. Scoopith got to Subway and unlocked the doors. He prepared the bread and the meat. Brickashank arrived just an hour before the grand opening. "What's up, Brick?" Scoopith stated. "Could you grab the cheese in the back?" "For sure, man," Brickashank replied. Scoopith and Brickashank were working hard to get Subway ready for the grand opening. It was finally 1 p.m. and Scoopith opened the doors to the restaurant. The first customer who walked in seemed a little suspicious in Scoopith's opinion. The customer had on a black ski mask with a white trench coat covering his whole body. "What can I get for you today?" Scoopith replied in a polite manner. "You can have this," the customer replied to Scoopith as he pulled out an AK-47 tucked away in his pants. Scoopith knew who it was just based off his voice. It was Christopher Columbus, who was an undercover spy working for thy Jimith of thy Johneth. Scoopith ducked underneath the counter to grab his rocket launcher. Shots were being fired in every direction. Scoopith yelled at Brickashank, "Yo, I got a customer who could use some extra help!" Brickashank knew exactly what Scoopith meant. Brickashank grabbed the ray gun that he had inside the drain in the sink. Brickashank went into the secret underground lair to grab more ammunition. Brickashank saw all of the chaos that was happening on the security cameras. The whole ground was shaking underneath his feet. He quickly grabbed his ammo and then sprinted towards the action. When Brickashank went to Scoop, he fell to the floor crying. He looked at Scoopith, who was on the ground, having 8 bullet holes through his chest, bleeding horrendously. "Scoopith, speak to me, man. Are you still here?" Scoopith was moaning slightly in agony. Brickashank was making sure Scoopith didn't fall asleep. He was looking around the war zone in search for Christopher Columbus, but he was nowhere in sight. Brickashank came back inside to be with Scoopith at his final moments. Scoopith was barely conscious, but he knew what was going on. Scoopith's crying tears of joy, how he finally opened up the sandwich shop of his dreams. He was at peace dying at his place that he started from the ground up. Scoopith started to speak a little bit at a time, saying to Brickashaw, "Carry on my legacy. Don't let thy Jimith of thy Johneth and his goons get away from this. All I ask you, Brick, is to carry Subway and tell my son, Scoopitoth, and my wife, Quelea, that I would always love her." Brickashank knew not to question why Scoopith would even say his wife's name, but he told Scoopith, "I will make sure Subway will go down as the best sandwich shop ever, Scoopith. Don't you worry. I know Scoopitoth will carry on your legacy, and Quelea will love you forever. Thank you, Brickashank." Scoopith's voice cut out as he passed out laying there in Brickashank's arms. And that's all in the Days of Scoop.